Flag is up, and they're out. Syracuse looks like had a nice clean start in lane 2, as has Princeton. Georgetown coming up as well. We're picking them up right at 100 meters. Princeton and Syracuse are dead even. Georgetown falling back just a little bit, about half a length. Princeton and Syracuse dead even going through 100 meters. Georgetown falling back to about half to 3/4 of a length. Boats are settling down into their base pace. Princeton a little higher, maybe rowing 35 strokes a minute. Syracuse about 33, 34. Princeton and Syracuse still dead even. Actually, Princeton maybe has a seat, sort of hard to tell with the vantage point that I have, a little bit behind. At 500 meters, Princeton has 3 seats over Syracuse. Syracuse bow to stern on Georgetown. And they're getting into the body of the race, middle of 1,000. Wind has definitely kicked up a little bit. See the blades sort of flying up a little bit more. With this, it's just that pretty difficult quartering head up here. Obviously builds up speed as it comes down through the 2,000 meters from the finish line. Coming into the body of the race, Princeton now, Coxon is on the bow ball. Syracuse and Princeton got out of the blocks really well. We're running even, and then Princeton, as soon as they got into base pace, just started moving away just a little bit at a time. Syracuse now open water on Georgetown, about 3 or 4 seats as they go through 750 meters. Princeton's moves has stopped. Syracuse is starting to move back into them a bit. Syracuse rowing about two beats lower than Princeton. Princeton rowing just really aggressive, attacking. Princeton just a little more just gliding along, which is not helping them in this headwind. Then coming through 1,000 meters, Princeton has just broken open water. They had a very attacking move like right before the 500 where they got a lot of their, or just after 500 where they got a lot of their space in between Syracuse, and then it's been just a slow pulling away slowly with every stroke. Coxon for Syracuse is just called for a move. They're starting to move back just a little bit. Princeton still rowing just a little bit higher than Syracuse. Their distance is still the same, just about bow on stern. Again, sort of hard to tell with the angle that I'm at.
Yeah, if you can stay along the shore.
Looks like Princeton has just broken open water on Syracuse. We're within 750 meters to go. Looks like Princeton is just sitting on that length. And they're coming in right to the 500 meter mark. Boats will start to jump the rate a little bit here. There it goes. Princeton just popped the rate, 1 to 2 beats. Syracuse now through 500 just popped the rate a little bit. Georgetown coming on to 500 meters. They're starting to build up now. Princeton has just squeezed just a little bit of open water, but it looks like Syracuse is, with their lift, has started to come back onto them a little bit. Again, hard to tell from my angle. Georgetown now in the final 500 meters. You can. 250 to go. It's Princeton, bow to stern, maybe a little bit of open water to Syracuse, about 2 lengths back, 2 lengths open water back to Georgetown. Both boats are now actually stroke for stroke, Princeton and Syracuse. Princeton and Syracuse, stroke for stroke, bow on stern. Princeton just squeezing with the noise of the crowd has upped it. They've just broken open water in the last like 10 or 15 strokes.